After completing our first priority mission and being awarded with 1.1 million credits, I think the perfect way to start off this episode is with a shopping spree. So we're going to get all our coupons ready and buy some stuff. And the first thing I've got my eyes on in the store is this AC-20. I don't know if I have a mech that is capable of carrying it, but this is an AC-20 plus, so it has the bonus of plus 10 stability damage. So this thing will be great at knocking over enemy targets. So I'm going to purchase it, even though I am not aware if I can actually use it on anybody yet. But we'll make sure to keep our eyes out for a mech that can handle such a beastly gun. Now, next up, there are a couple of other interesting things, but I don't think there's anything in particular that I need from the store right now. I think I'm fine on ammo. I've got plenty of heat sinks and jump jets. SRM4s, I don't think I have that many of them, but maybe I should check to see what I have before I spend all of my money. I know I don't have any more small lasers, so excuse me, I just had breakfast and I burped a little bit. I know I don't have any more small lasers, so I'm gonna buy maybe 2 of those, because I do put them on mechs that have the option for it, and they're pretty powerful. I like them a bit more than the machine guns, because having the volatile ammunition stores, as they call them, it's a bit scary. But maybe I'll warm up to the machine gun a little bit, but for now I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's very powerful, but I'll have to try it more to really warm up to it. So let's head over to the mech bay, because we did get a new mech from completing that priority mission, and here it is in all of its glory, the Centurion. I'm going to start off by maxing out his armor, because I don't have any mechs that feel super durable. Everybody's working with a stripped down version of what they could be in some capacity. So we're going to start off full, and if there's something that we can't fit on, then we'll start taking stuff away. But ideally, I want to keep everything maxed out on this guy to have at least one mech that feels like a juggernaut. Now, he's just a medium, but if we give him all this armor, he'll definitely feel closer to a heavy. So we're going to start off by putting on some heat sinks, because if I don't put them on now, I'll completely neglect it as I start filling this guy up with guns. And we'll stick on 1 jump jet for now, because I don't care so much about his maneuverability. We've got the Blackjack that has been pretty agile for us, and of course Decker running around in his Spider is flying across half the damn map every time, because he's got, I believe, 6 jump jets equipped. So we don't need too much maneuverability, but you know, if there's a little hill that we could jump on top of that's 1 tile away, then we could do it with that. Now, the AC-20 that we purchased from the store is heavy as fuck, so I don't think we're going to equip it on this guy, because if we did, that'll be pretty much the only weapon that he could have. He could have the AC-20 and some ammo and a small laser, and that's it. And that seems a little bit silly. This thing does pack a pretty serious punch, but that's not the direction I want to go. So for his ballistics, what I could try to do is maybe prioritize what he does best. This mech seems very well suited for missiles, because he does have 3 missile hardpoints. So why don't we slam those in to start off with. The SRM-6, it weighs, how much does it weigh? 3 tons, not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. So we could pack in 3 of these and have a missile boy on our hands. So he'd be doing how much damage per salvo? He'd be doing 144 potential damage per salvo. But we would need to carry a lot of ammunition to make that work. So we'd probably need 2, 3. So that's 300 ammunition, 18 rounds per salvo. That seems excessive. 10 salvos, that's pretty cool. And then we could just pack in some medium lasers, maybe forego the ballistics. This could be our rocket boy. Yeah, I mean, this is a potential combination, but we've got extra tonnage and not really anything we can do with it. Maybe we could shift to medium lasers for a large laser instead. Yeah, this is definitely an option for us, but it's not one that I'm a huge fan of. So we're gonna keep playing around with this, and hopefully I come up with some slightly better combinations. Alright, now this is a much more conservative combination, and it's not necessarily the most ideal as far as what I would like to have. We've got an AC-2, which is an extreme range weapon. We've got an SRM-6 and 2 SRM-2s giving us 10 rockets per salvo, 2 SRM ammos for a total of 200 rockets, and 2 medium lasers. Overall, this guy is not going to pack too much of a punch. He's got 80 damage from his SRM salvos, 50 damage from his 2 medium lasers, and the AC-2 with a very lowly 25. But he's got all this armor from pretty much every direction. The rear is maxed out except for the right torso. It's got only 55 out of 60. Legs are at max. Everything is at max. So this would definitely be a Juggernaut style mech, but it feels like I can do a little bit better. So why don't we try one more combination, see if I like that a bit better. Okay, I think I like this a little better. I've cut down the missiles a bit, so we've got an SRM-4 and 2 SRM-2s, AC-5 ammo, medium lasers. Now this is, in terms of raw damage output, I think it's close to what we had before, but the weapons synergize a little bit better with each other. The SRMs and the medium lasers fall within the exact same ideal range, with the AC-5 being slightly longer than everything, but the optimal range is a bit closer to everything else that we have. So there's that little bit of synergy there, whereas the AC-2, it was shooting from a crazy distance to where if we're hitting stuff with the AC-2, we're not hitting anything with our other weapons. So I think this setup will work okay, but there's definitely a lot more room to play around. Overall, I'm not so much in love with this mech, or maybe I'm trying to make it fill a role that it's not really meant to fill. So I'm going to play around one more time. I promise. I'm almost done with this because this is getting out of control. I could sit here all day trying to figure out the best way to spec out the Centurion. Alright, this I think is the final combination we're going to go for, and it seems like it capitalizes a little bit better on the strengths of this mech, which is the missile hardpoints. We've got 3 of those, and it seems like the smart move to fill them up with the strongest missiles we have. So with this setup, we've got 3 SRM-6s, 4 crates of SRM ammo for 400 total shots, which means we can fire a lot of them. I'm not going to do the math right now. I'll do it later and put a pop-up on screen so you know exactly how many salvos we can fire. Next, we've got the machine gun and the machine gun ammo as our support weapon. We do not have a ballistic weapon. We cannot spare the extra weight. I could sacrifice some armor, but we've already done a lot of that here. I've changed my mind about making this guy the super tanky Juggernaut. He's pretty much squishy just like the rest of my medium mechs, but you know, we'll make it work as best we can. I mean, I'll max out the armor where I can. I'll shave a little bit off that arm, put it onto the machine gun arm instead, because what the hell do I have armor on an arm that has no guns on it? Maybe just so it doesn't get blown off every mission, but, you know, we should be smart about this. We can shave a little bit off the back and put it towards the front, because I've been pretty good at preventing enemies from getting around to my back. Our legs are super weak, so it looks like we're skipping leg day, so maybe that's a problem. We'll shave a little bit off the torsos, bring it down to the legs, because we don't want to look like one of those guys that never did a squat in his life, but he can bench press 500 pounds because it looks silly. There we go. All right, that's as good as it's going to get. And this, I think, is a very good way to both optimize the capabilities of the mech and have it fill a role that I want it to fill. The armor's not maxed out, but we're still pretty durable on the front torso. The right arm, you know, we're doing curls in our right arm all day. The left arm, nothing. But we also have 3 jump jets, so we'll have a decent amount of maneuverability there. And we have 5 heat sinks, giving us what should be a healthy amount of heat efficiency. We are dropping it down to what is a 5-star rating, or a 5-point rating out of 10. So that's pretty average. I like this setup, so we're going to go for it. We're going to save this and hopefully try this guy out pretty soon. 49 days. We'll try him out in 49 days. My goodness, that's a lot longer than I was expecting. But we're going to do it. It's got to get done. Confirmed. Now, our other mechs, I believe, just took some minor damage. The Blackjack needs to repair the front armor on their arm. So we'll do that. Not going to change anything about the loadout, I don't think. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with the way this is. Though I have been tempted for a long time to cut down some of the medium lasers, maybe in exchange for an AC5. But I'm just going to go for the repairs. I'll fiddle around with the Blackjack another time, because I've been getting a lot of great plays with it, and having Glitch as the pilot using the multi-shot, so maybe I shouldn't fiddle around with that. And the Spider, same thing, the medium laser, small laser combo with 6 jump jets. It's been working for us. It's a good strategy, I think. The damage output is solid. I'm going to keep it. So we'll just go for the repairs, not going to change anything there. And we've done it. We've fixed everything up. Got a lot of days before everything is up and running again. We've only got 3 mechs available, so we're going to be running a bit short-handed in our next few missions, and that's not the greatest, especially considering the Locust is one of the mechs that we have at our disposal, and this guy is an ultra lightweight. He does have an empty slot that we might be able to fill if we sacrifice some of his armor, but why don't we fiddle around with him? We'll take off all his slots and see if we can make something better. I think the one thing that might be holding the Locust back a little bit is the machine guns, because they do take a lot of weight. He's got 3 support weapon hardpoints, and 2 of them were filled up with a machine gun, and the machine gun ammo was limiting him quite a bit. The machine gun ammo weighs 1 ton. The machine guns are half a ton each. So if I was to go for these small lasers, I can have 1 ton, 1 ton, 1 ton, and have that extra tonnage available from not needing ammunition. So we're going to go back to the store and buy some small lasers. If they don't have small lasers, that's going to suck, but I have a feeling they will have small lasers. Alright, I think this is a much better setup for the Locust. We've got 2 jump jets, 3 small lasers, and a medium laser. He's agile. His armor is terrible, but it's gone up a bit. We can take a little bit off the rear, because I doubt this guy will ever get flanked. And just have him right up in people's faces, doing what he does best. And we'll just confirm that. It shouldn't take too long. 17 days, not bad. Travel time to a new planet would cover that. And now we only have 2 mechs at our disposal. So we're gonna, with all of that done, go see what contracts we have available to us and get some stuff going. Maybe I should hire somebody. We've been using the same pilots this whole time. So let's see if there's anybody out there. Well, this is interesting. We could purchase a new pilot who already has an ability. And this one seems like a good one. I haven't used the sensor lock on any of my pilots so far, or my mech warriors, to use the correct term. So it could be fun to have someone in there to experiment with that ability and see how to best manipulate it. So we're going to purchase Slugger and try her out in the coming missions. We'll put her in the Locust and see how it goes out, or maybe in one of the other mechs. So let's, for real this time, we're going to do a mission. Alright, looks like we have a 1 star with a healthy reward, but we only have 2 mechs available. So I don't think it's a good idea to tackle a 1-star mission with only 2 mechs available. That seems like we wouldn't have enough firepower. That's really tempting, though. I'm actually... I shouldn't be tempted at all to do a mission without any mechs. So you know what? Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to fly to another planet. And so you know what? We'll do this half-star mission in Detroit. It's going to take us 22 days to fly there. And we'll probably get mugged once we get there. So let's do it. And we'll keep the payment and the salvage even. We're pretty good on money. And we're also pretty decent on salvage as well. So we'll just take a nice balanced approach to this. And hey, look at this. In the morning briefing, Yang jumps right in. Commander, the Leopard is too damn small. My mech techs keep tripping over everything. Chief, we've talked about this. Darius says in exasperation, we can't exactly knock down any walls. Technically we can, but we're not supposed to. Sumair inserts herself in. What if we moved some supplies into other parts of the Leopard? The bunks, the kitchen. Hell, I'll even store some of the boxes in the cockpit if it'll help. That doesn't seem super practical. Yang, stop being a little bitch. Organize your stuff better. Get it done. Alright, no lasting consequences. Yeah, he kind of needed that kick in the pants. I like to think I'm a pretty gracious leader, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta tell the people, stop complaining so much and get to work. The last cup, we got another one. On your way to the Leopard's Galley, you run into Sumair heading the same way. Commander, it's been a long week. I know I can't make more hours in the day, but I can make more coffee. When you enter the cramped galley, you find Medusa and Behemoth in a tense standoff in front of a nearly empty coffee pot. Medusa sees you. Commander, this is well, Medusa's got that gravelly voice like he's been chewing on rocks all day. Commander, this is the last cup of coffee. The XO says we won't have any more until the next supply run. I'll take that shit right now. Give me that. Make way, you say, pushing past the mech warriors to get to the coffee pot. There's just enough coffee to fill your cup. You turn around and take a sip. The coffee is terrible, but you're committed now. As they watch you, Medusa makes a face and Behemoth heaves a sigh. Don't pout, you chastise. If you bring back your mech with all its limbs intact, we'll have plenty of sea bills for more coffee. Now get to your bunks and get your heads in the game. After you leave, Sumair sighs and she stares at an empty pot. Excuse me while I go discuss shopping priorities with Darius. Look at that. We put low spirits in the crew and morale has been decreased by 1. That is hilarious. But I'm the commander. I get the last coffee. It makes sense. That may not have been the most practical decision, but for the individual lore for my Battletech campaign, it fits 100%. So we're going to go with the... You know what? We'll give them generous accommodations for this go around. And we'll compensate for that by taking more money and less salvage in the subsequent missions. Alright, because we just reduced morale by 1, we can boost it up by, you know, being a little bit lax with everything else. So it'll cost us, but overall I think it'll be worth it. Now let's continue flying to Detroit. Well, first off, we get to see the effects of being in low spirits right away. Mech warriors that are suffering from low spirits have the cost of their morale abilities increased, so the vigilance and precision shot will cost more from the crew members that we stole coffee from. So, what we could do to rectify that is put somebody else on the mission for now, but I don't have anyone else with an ability that I would like to take advantage of. I completely forgot that my mech warrior, Gunnar, already has the sensor lock ability, so hiring Slugger was a mistake. Gunnar has basically been in the med bay since the start of the game. So we're going to go on a half-star difficulty mission in the Tundra. It is a battle, so we're going to be doing a lot of fighting, and we've got 2 mechs at our disposal with some decent capabilities. The Shadowhawk has LRM-10, LRM-5, AC-5 plus, and some AC-5 ammo, so going to be operating at the mid to long ranges and sensor locking if need be to drop down some evasion for the Vindicator, who has the PPC, the medium laser, small laser, SRM. So the Vindicator is going to be very versatile, moving around, got the jump jets in there and filling whatever role she needs, while the Shadowhawk is going to be a much more specific playstyle. Let's just check the details for the mission. For a few weeks now, pirate forces have been scouting territory near local government-controlled land. Previous surveys of the land shows nothing of interest, yet there they are. Whatever it is that they found, we don't want them to have it. Go there and destroy them. Simple enough. Commander, you've arrived in the region where the enemy was last detected. Move forward and clear them out. You shouldn't let any of them get away if we can help it. Sir, yes, sir. By the way, I'm the commander. Stop giving me orders. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking only having 2 sets of weapons to use on the mission. And that's always a thing in strategy games. When you go in with a smaller loadout than you can have normally, it's very tense. There are a couple of XCOM missions. Actually, I think there's only one. Maybe there's a few if I'm remembering correctly, where you can't bring your full squad of 6. And after getting used to having that squad of 6, it feels very limiting to not have it anymore. So it's going to be tricky for us, but if we play our cards right, we shouldn't have any problems. Because the biggest issue with that is squads that we would normally be able to clear out because we just have superior firepower are going to end up surviving that extra turn. So the unknown mech is a lightweight, most likely, because it moved in the 4th initiative phase. This unknown vehicle over here is probably going to drive up and shoot us. So I'm going to reserve so that it walks into range, and then after it walks it until it drives into range. And when it does, then we'll start taking shots. I'll reserve again because I really want this vehicle to come into range before I do anything. There we go. It's not going to move and shoot, so we should be able to take it out, especially since we have the PPC. Unless I can't get vision on it. Crap, I don't think I can get close enough. I can if I jump, and this jump will give me maximum evasion with Behemoth, and we'll still be in forest, which will give us 25% damage reduction. That feels like a very safe move. So I'm going to take it and then fire away. And Behemoth, because she has the Bulwark ability, now that she has vision on these 2 targets, and she'll soon have vision on the 3rd vehicle, she can stay here indefinitely and just continue to have that extra damage reduction and not have to worry about it. So we'll take out the Striker. We'll fire everything except the SRM-2. Yeah, we've got 100 of them. Why hold them back? So let's fire and take out the Striker. Or not. That was a little bit stronger than I was expecting. My goodness. Alright. We'll have to use Slugger as well.
Move order received.
Or maybe we can use Slugger to... Never mind, it's got too much evasion. We can spread the love a little bit, though, because I think this Striker is a bit too close. Yes, it is, for it to take any meaningful damage for our LRM. So we may as well fire at the faraway target, which we have a much better chance to hit. Surprisingly, these vehicles aren't getting killed in one shot. I mean, it's happened to me before. That's what he said. But it's just a bit disconcerting. Alright, and the Locust, though, proving to be a non-issue. I've never had any real issues when fighting against the Locust, and now that it only has 1 point of evasion, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Now, the second mech that's coming onto the battlefield, it's another lightweight, I can assume, because it's moving in the 4th initiative phase, so again, we shouldn't have much trouble with it. Now, let's eliminate these vehicles. Actually, wait, let me check what type of guns that the Locust has. Machine guns and medium lasers. Not a threat. Not a huge threat, I should say. Any type of gun that the enemy mechs have are threatening, but in terms of how big the threat is, it's not that crazy. Now, one issue that we are going to have is that Slugger, as things move closer, she's going to have a harder time hitting because she is all about that range. And when stuff gets in close, it's going to be a huge problem. So maybe I should use her to just blow her load on the Locust now before anything gets closer to her. Or I could finish what I started with the vehicles, right? Yeah, that seems better. May as well eliminate as many targets as possible before spreading the love too much.
One more for the
Because if there's one thing that XCOM has taught me, a dead enemy can't shoot back at you. Unless it has some kind of weird resurrection property, which the tanks do not. So, I'm going to finish these guys off, and then we'll move on to the mechs. Now, Behemoth is getting pretty hot, so she might not even be able to fire in the coming turns, which is going to be a problem. But, again, these lightweight guys with their 1 medium laser proving to be not very threatening. Now, this guy, he's got 2 medium lasers. So that's a little bit more scary, about 100% more terrifying, but still, my fear levels are very low right now. This is a Spider. It's the same mech that Decker uses. It's going to be very agile. He's got 8 jump jets equipped. So that'll be fun. Now, at this point, what we can do is move back with Slugger to get within the effective range of all of her weapons. You see, we have much better chances to hit with our LRMs if we take a step back, and this will give us extra evasion as well. So boom, 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 stomping through the trees and the forest. If a mech knocks down a tree in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? The world may never know. Got some exposed structure, but not the kill.
Commander.
I imagine Behemoth could finish him off, but we'll overheat if we fire everything. We can fire the PPC, though. I think even though Behemoth is a little bit sad because I drank her last cup of coffee, we're still going to make her use Precision Strike. I think it normally costs 25 and now it costs 30. But that's fine. So we'll have her shoot at the center torso, which is exposed. If that connects, it should be a kill. I think that's how that works. Well, I guess if it does enough damage. The center torso only has 22 health, so if we hit, it should kill the guy.
Let's hit him hard.
There we go.
Target eliminated.
Better cheer your ass up. Alright, this is the last enemy unit on the battlefield, so we got this in the bag. So far, the enemy light mechs haven't proven to have the most intelligent behavior all the time. I think in the Grim Sybil mission, that Jenner mech that was flying around was doing a great job, but it got kind of screwed over when I blew up all of its jump jets while it was on top of a hill. But otherwise, that one was doing a good job of manipulating the evasion mechanics. But these mechs just don't seem as skilled. It might have something to do with the fact that this is just a half-star difficulty. So yeah, we're gonna start off. We're just gonna keep firing and just blow them up. There's nothing to worry about here.
Orders?
So yeah, I mean, this was stupidly easy. I mean, after doing the Grim Sybil mission, this is a walk in the park, and it's almost embarrassing
Enemy down.
how much the enemies got their asses whipped. All right, excellent work, Commander. Though I do wonder what they were looking for. Who knows? Maybe if I walked around a little more, I could have found something out, gotten an extra reward, but it's fine. So that was cool. I was a little bit worried for nothing. If I had 4 mechs on this mission, it would have been a little bit overkill. So I'm happy about that. Didn't even take any damage. And we do get to choose one piece of salvage. It's a bit unfortunate that we don't get to choose more because we have 3 spider pieces here, and that would have been something nice to have, just to be able to build a full mech and then maybe just sell it right away. But what I can do is take the LRM-10. That seems like the best guaranteed reward in the bunch, because I don't think I have a lot of these. So we'll confirm that. And wouldn't you know it, we got the 3 spider pieces, so we can build that guy, scrap it if we want to, or maybe build another one to add to the collection. We'll probably scrap it.